To all who come to this happy place, welcome.
The magic is calling, calling, calling us. It's calling, calling, calling us to the place where all of our dreams come true. The most magical place on earth. Answer the Feel the magic everywhere. Bring every dream we dream to life. Share the wonder, share the light. Oh, imagine a world for you and me. Where all that we have to do is believe. The magic is calling, calling, calling us. It's calling, calling, calling us to the place where all of our dreams come true. The most magical place on earth. Answer the The magic is calling, calling, calling us. It's calling, calling, calling us to the place where all of our dreams come true. The most magical place on earth. Magical place on earth. Magical place on
Welcome, everybody. It's the Tuesday night show, and we're excited tonight. We have Disney Media Royalty again in with us tonight. He's made an impact on your lives throughout. You may not have known it, but this man knows more about hidden Mickeys than anybody that I've ever met. And I know you guys are excited because I've seen the preliminary chats, and we are ready to go. So sit back and enjoy another one night only. Tonight, it is Stephen M. Barrett, and we're going to talk hidden Mickeys and his journey of the Disney magic. So let's get the opening knocked out so that we can sit down with our guest and have some fun here tonight. Get your questions ready. And a reminder, just like we've done in past, I will be buying a copy of our guest book and getting that out to one of the people that leaves a good comment, a good quality comment in the chat, and also on the video tonight. So make sure you're ready to do that. Let's thank Dean and the Live Place real quick. 150 family-friendly channels over on Dean's location. We appreciate him so much. Check him out here on YouTube and at theliveplace.com. We've got some great partner channels bringing magic from the parks and from home daily to your homes. Check out our partner channels. All of their links can be found directly on the front of my page. Chaotic Crusaders, these are people that support our channel. We always graciously thank them every show we do. Check out their content. Again, all links available on the front of my channel. You know, we have executive producers on our channel bringing you content from Florida, from California, from Disney France. Our executive producers are killing it. Again, all direct links to everyone found on the front of this video. Want to remind everybody that we've got a Discord going. We're very excited about it. Giant community platform to talk Disney, sports, and more. Please come over to our Discord. Give us a little look over there. We'd love for you to do that.
The official Disney-related news service and partner of the Pete McDevitt Show is Chip & Company. You can find this trusted source at chipandco.com or on many social media outlets including YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
I want to remind everybody the one night only section keeps going as we've got Zach Sedelis coming in. He's currently featured on the Disney Hollywood Indiana Jones stunt event over there. Can't wait to talk with Zach in the next couple weeks. And Aaron Goldberg liked the show so much, he said, I want to come back for a second show. So we're going to redo a sit down with Aaron coming up in the next couple weeks. And just today, I locked in Mark Daniels. You all know him, love him, the voice of all the Disney special events. Mark will be coming May 3rd. I'll be getting that information up very shortly. Did want to remind everybody of two things going on in the community, as we always do. We have a moderating town hall, April the 30th, 1 to 2, to train people to be moderators in the community to the best of their ability and help Disney creators grow. And also, we will be having our another one of our members-only hangouts April 30th, 11 to 12 p.m. Look for more information coming in the community segment. Let's talk about our guest tonight, everybody. I am very excited to sit down with this gentleman. My guest tonight, well, he paid his first visit to Disneyland, California as a young child and to Walt Disney World in the 80s. He fell headlong under the spell of Disney and the parks, the cruise ships, the magic, and everything that comes with it, and he visits often, searching for hidden Mickeys. His 3 books, Walt Disney World, Disneyland, and the Disney Cruise Ships, in the Hidden Mickey series, are arranged as scavenger hunts to maximize the efficiency when hunting elusive mouse impressions. And let me tell you, it works. I can tell you on almost every Disney trip we have, my wife has had one of these books in her hands. His Walt Disney World Hidden Mickey books won a Reader's Preference Editor's Choice Award. Tonight, we celebrate the arts. He's known as the Hidden Mickey Guy. Everybody, please give me a warm welcome in the chat to Mr. Stephen M. Barrett. Stephen, welcome in. Thank you for joining us tonight.
It's good to be here, Pete.
I appreciate you taking the time out of your schedule. I know it's busy, but I guess to talk a little Disney magic, that's an easy thing to do for all of us when we do. So let's start out with, if you could just share a little bit just about you and in general with everybody that might be getting to know you for the first time. And then we'll kind of dig into the magic of Disney and to everything that you've done as an author right after that.
Well, I'm number one, a Disney lover, and have been for a long time.
Nice.
And I only think positive things about Disney, regardless of what I hear in the news. So I live near Orlando, and I go to Disney World once a week,
Oh, nice.
and I have been for years, even during the pandemic. As soon as Disney World opened, I resumed my weekly trips. So I'm a Disney lover. I wasn't always a Disney lover.
So, yeah, so
As
where
you
did that
mentioned,
start for you? When did that start for you?
in the 1980s, I was in the medical field at the University of Oklahoma,
Oh, nice.
and there was a medical conference in Orlando. So my wife and I had a young son at the time. We hopped on a plane to come to Orlando. I had never been to Florida.
Okay.
And of course, I'd heard of Orlando. It's a destination city, and I thought, well, there's a lot to explore there. Before we got on the plane, my wife decided to do some research because Walt Disney World is in Orlando. She was telling me, and I'm thinking, well, okay, it's another amusement park. I'd been to amusement parks before.
Right.
I wasn't an amusement park fan. So she went to a bookstore and perused the travel section, and she bought the Birnbaum book because it had a lot of neat pictures, and it's the official Disney book, so that she and my young son could look at the pictures of Mickey and the parks. Well, for me, since at the time I was at the university and I was doing research and I was writing book chapters and research articles and things, she bought the unofficial guide to Walt Disney World,
Okay.
which um, I'm telling you, that plane trip changed my life, Pete,
Really?
because I read the whole book, the unofficial guide, on the trip to Orlando, and she tells the story that when the plane landed at 8 p.m. or so, I was hopping down the aisle and I was demanding, I have to get to Disney World now.
Wow. Wow.
And she's saying, no, no, it's about to close. We'll go some other time. We'll go tomorrow. But anyway, I fell in love with Bob Sellinger and the Unofficial Guide series because it was a research book about Disney World, and I've never turned back. I mean, as soon as I stepped foot on the first was the Magic Kingdom. This was 1989,
Okay.
and I was enthralled and trapped, and I've never looked back. I just fell in love with the place, and eventually I moved to Florida because I just had to be here.
Right. I can fully relate to that because I didn't start following Disney until, for me, it was right the late '80s, actually late '90s, mid '90s to early '90s, and I was down there for a softball tournament. And my daughter, my sister worked at Magic Kingdom in the Christmas shop.
Oh,
And my mother's like, you should go over and find your sister and say hello. You're in Orlando. You've never been there before. Go check it out. And I was like, well, where's she working? She's at Disney. And I ended up over like on Vineland and over in there. And I'm like, this Disney thing is horrible. What are you talking about? It looks like a flea market. I was like, I'm not going there. And my mother, she's like, when's your next trip? I was like, next month I'm back down. She's like, I'm coming down. We'll see your sister. We'll go over. And the minute I walked into Disney, same thing that you're saying. It's just like, oh my God. And it's encompassed from there. So I can fully relate to that. That's awesome. If you
it's not just an amusement park. It's a special place.
It's a special play. I agree with you, sir. Tonight, if you want to ask questions to my guests, feel free to highlight at Pete McDevitt Show. We'll pull them up on the screen and ask questions. If you're watching on the replay, you can always leave comments in, and if you have a question, I can get it to Stephen and ask him, and we can make sure you get a response to what you're asking. We don't want you to be missed out. I want to highlight Stephen's social media, guys, because we've had some incredible people on here, and Stephen continues to lift the bar. Let's talk about this for a second. You are featured over on Instagram with 4,755 followers. You've done 1,704 posts over on Insta. Facebook, you have a page with 1,459 followers. Twitter, you got 15,000.4K. That's 15,400 followers over there. Your website is engaging and impactful. But I should also highlight that you, sir, are what I model to be after here on YouTube. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're not familiar with this, Stephen on his site, which we're going to talk about this because your YouTube page is phenomenal with all the videos that you put up. I want to talk about that tonight. On YouTube, 269,000 followers, everybody, with 100,418,987 video views prior to this. That is amazing to build up that, and that should just show you how much this insight of finding Mickeys people love. How much has that impacted you with the response that you get from people from your hidden Mickey that you do?
Well, the most fun in life that I have is hearing from people who find a hidden Mickey
Right.
because hidden Mickeys are everywhere. Not only even in the Disney parks. People find them. They find them in restaurants. There's a hidden Mickey on planets on the planet Mercury. There are hidden
Right.
Mickey craters. So people find them everywhere. So I just enjoy interacting with people who find hidden Mickeys and tell me about them, and I go look for them. And that's what I've been doing since 2003 when the first book came out. And I just love doing that. I love meeting people, interacting with them about hidden Mickeys. And now, sometimes it's a stretch, to be honest, Pete.
Right.
Um, Not every three-circle configuration makes a hidden Mickey.
Right.
Let's be honest.
But if we're
So,
Disney lovers, we try to make it happen.
you're right. So we try, but I love the fact that Disney, the hidden Mickey phenomenon is now part of Disney.
Yes,
It
absolutely.
it wasn't that way at one time. The Imagineers originally, it wasn't an important issue, but since about 2008 or so, it's become more appreciated by Disney that people like the Mickey game and looking for them. So the creators and painters and sculptors and Imagineers and managers put them in on purpose. That's what I love about. And there's even now, there's still probably on the order of one new hidden Mickey a month at Disney World.
In this world. That's crazy.
And Disney puts them there, doesn't say anything about it, just waits for people to find it.
Yeah,
So
gained it.
that's what I love about this game.
So Stevie Lee has a question. She says, "Does Steven have a top three favorite hidden Mickeys? Do you have a top three for when you've done yours here?" Bob and Kelly say, "I have that book." Thank you, Bob and Kelly. Do you have a top three?
Thank you. Well, yes.
Okay.
My favorite hidden Mickey is the once a year hidden Mickey in the inside queue of um, the Little Mermaid ride in Magic Kingdom Fantasyland.
Okay.
Just the creation of this hidden Mickey took so much research by the Imagineers. They had to find out where the sun would be at noon on November 18th, which is Mickey Mouse's birthday,
Right.
November 18th. They figured out where the sun would be at noon, and they made holes in several layers of the cavern wall or ceiling, the cavern ceiling, as you walk through the queue. At noon, the sun would shine through those holes and make a
Right. Hidden Mickey.
three-circle light hidden Mickey on the wall. And it's appeared every year since the new Fantasyland opened a
I
few
love that.
years ago.
I love
And now people have told me, Steve, the universe is not constant. Things do change a bit. So hopefully, as the sun shifts subtly in the sky, the Imagineers will drill new holes. I
Don't
don't know what's
always
going to
figure
happen
that
with
out.
that.
I want to highlight two things. Joel said, as Disney fans, we tend to look at things and see the shape of Mickey everywhere because Mickey is so magical and we're always looking for the magic. That's a great thing. I absolutely love that comment.
Yes.
Julie McCowan was asking Stephen, what was your inspiration behind doing your first book in the series?
When I moved to when I fell in love with Disney World, I started writing about Disney and putting together. This is more than falling in love with Disney World. I came all the time from Oklahoma and later Texas to experience the parks. And as I mentioned, I fell in love with the unofficial guidebooks,
Okay.
which are touring plans. And so I sort of started bringing friends and family to Disney World with me, and I would take them on tours for efficiency and to experience the full magic. And as you know, experiencing full magic often means not waiting in 3 hour lines
Right.
or 1 hour lines, one after another. I mean, that's going to exhaust anybody,
Uh-huh.
especially a child.
Yes.
So the efficiency part it was important. So my first book was actually a guidebook to Disney World, and I wrote it. I found a publisher, a travel publisher, wonderful people, and I wrote this guidebook, and I updated it every year for 10 years. It was from 2001 to 2011 was the last edition. Well, in 2001 or 2002, my publisher asked me, you know, this Disney thing is kind of cool. We like what you're doing with the guidebook. Do you have any other ideas about a Disney book? And I said, well, I've been collecting this file of hidden Mickeys that I've discovered with all my research, and so I put together the book. Now, and again, the hidden Mickey books, the field guide books, they're geared to efficiency searches, like my original guidebook. So it's not just a catalog of hidden Mickeys. It's if you really want to find all the hidden Mickeys in the Magic Kingdom in one day, it's possible, if you use an efficient plan
Yeah.
and it's not too crowded that day.
Yes,
But
that's a big factor.
it's
That's a big
so
factor.
it's a challenge. But yeah, the first book they published in 2003, and I've been updating it every other year since then
Well, let's.
because
I want to highlight real quick a couple of different things that you have going, and just so everybody knows, again, in the body and description of the video, and my moderators are dropping the links. You can get right to any of these books via Amazon and get it out to your house quick. You know, Amazon will have it to you in moments to be ready for your next trip. Again, we will do a giveaway of one of the books after this video, and I'll again remind you about that at the end on how that works. I want to jump real quick because on Amazon you do have the Hassle-Free Walt Disney World Vacation. This was a book that you did in 2001. Has 224 pages. I just like to talk about this for a second and just real quick highlight it before we get into all the hidden Mickeys, if you wouldn't mind.
sure. Again, this was my first book about Disney, and it was the publisher that I was able to hook up with. They were
Okay.
great people. So this was a guidebook. It was a touring plan type book to Disney World, and it was from my own perspective.
Love it.
So right. So it was a fun book, and it now in the early years we 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 had to approach Disney because we had to get approval to use any photos.
Really?
This was back in 2000, 1999, and the Disney legal department, the only thing they would approve was for me to use a photo of Cinderella Castle on the back cover. That's the only photo we could use in the whole book. That's
Wow.
all they approved. Because I did not work for Disney. All right,
Right.
I've never worked for Disney,
Right.
so I had no special privilege. I wasn't a cast member, and this wasn't a Disney publishing company that I was working with. Disney has its own publishing companies, so they were very strict about any photos that I could use in the book. So yeah, but we made sure it went through the Disney legal before we published it because we didn't want any cease and desist letters from Disney.
Yes, absolutely. Well, this book cuts to the chase,
Right.
as it says in the inside. As I was prefacing for all of this, it offers a lot of essential information for your trip. What I found is going through this book, guys, even though written in 2001, it still holds tight today with a lot of the magic. And it's a great read and inexpensive there.
Thank you.
So I would encourage anybody to take a look at that. But let's transition. Let's go up here. We're gonna go. We're gonna go off land for a minute. Let's go off land first to start. Let me take down Bob and Kelly's comment, which is an awesome comment there, and I'm gonna take back the hassle-free book and bring up just the hidden Mickeys go to sea. This is a whole series that you've written. It's a field guide to Disney Cruise Line's best kept secrets. Most of them around 160 pages. I believe they both come in Kindle and paperback. If I've looked at that correctly, Stephen, on that.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure. Talk to me a little bit about this. I thought this was great that I didn't realize as I was researching that Disney has hidden Mickeys outside of the parks and all over their ships. Could you elaborate on that for me?
Yes, and there are actually some very good hidden Mickeys on the Disney cruise ships and Castaway Key. So this was a fun book to do. I cruised on all original four cruise ships. Of course, there's another one coming out soon.
Right.
Um, and so the way I arranged this book as a tour, as an efficiency tour to save energy, was to start on the top deck and go deck by deck down, to the lower deck.
I love it.
And then Castaway Key was sort of thrown in there too, because there's some great hidden Mickeys on Castaway Key.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah, the hidden Mickeys I love, by the way, are the ones that when you find it that it was put there on purpose.
Okay.
Yeah. There's a sense you get. It's
Right.
like a gestalt thing, So those are the hidden Mickeys I love. They can be subtle, but they're not accidental.
I love it.
You know,
That's
for
fantastic.
example, on Castaway Key, there's a there's a bar there called Conchout Bar, and it's open to the air, and it has different sides to it, and with laminated countertops. Well, under those laminated surfaces, there are different objects to look at and see. Well, there are two arrangements of coins that make perfect hidden Mickeys,
Wow.
and there's no question that whoever designed that counter made that to be Mickey. And so,
And
you
made it
know, I I
by somebody.
I
That's cool.
I've met a few of the people. I have met a few of the people who create these things for Disney, the artists and the creators and painters. And I wish I could meet more of them.
I love it.
I had one story. One one guy, he's from California. He writes me every now and then. He's a painter that works for Disney, and he painted the mural, this fabulous mural that's at the entrance of Conservation Station at Rafiki's Planet Watch in Disney's Animal Kingdom. If you walk in the front doors,
Was that
there.
RC that did that?
What's
Wasn't
that?
wasn't 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 RC, was it, that did that one? Because I
He
know.
may he may have been one of the artists. This guy was named Enrique.
Okay, Enrique.
Uh,
Okay.
yeah. So he painted all lovely, beautiful mural, just animals, just crazy, complicated, beautiful mural. He told me a story that once there was a big storm in Florida, and we do have storms come through, even hurricanes at times, and the floor of the entrance of Conservation Station was flooded,
Okay.
and it ruined the bottom of the mural. So he had to repaint it. And he was repainting it one day, and it was in the morning, and the night janitor who was going off duty, the night janitor was admiring his work, and he mentioned to Enrique, "You forgot to put in the hidden Mickeys." So
Wait,
Enrique, "Oh my God, I forgot to put them in." So he went back and
had to put
put
them
in the
in.
hidden Mickey.
That's
Yeah.
great. Well, I know
And that is a treasure trove of hidden Mickeys, by the way, at Conservation Station. That is probably the biggest collection
of hidden Mickeys ever.
of
Yeah, it
hidden
is.
Mickeys anywhere on Earth. In that
We interviewed
area.
RC, Disney's fine artist RC, just last week, and
Okay.
he tipped his hat to you in the fact
Oh,
that in all of his Disney work, he's done so much for Disney. He puts a hidden Mickey in every one. He hides something, a hidden Mickey, all of his works.
I
Um,
want to write this guy. This
Okay,
is
he's
great. I love
incredible
it.
artist. He was at the last D23 prior to this one. He did the mural that was outside, that giant mural. That was his, and there was some hidden Mickey
Oh,
in there. He's an incredible artist, and if you ever want to be hooked up, I can definitely get you in touch. He's
I
incredible.
would love that.
Very
I would
tips.
love
Thank you. Want to highlight real quick. Bob and Kelly, as soon as they saw this one come up, they said, "Oh, I see a new book in my future. That's awesome." Jan
Thank
at
you.
Disney says, "I have that book for Disney Cruises. It's great."
Thank you.
Michael Disney Dad 98 shared it out and said, "I love these books. Thanks for the hard work put in, Steve, so we can enjoy hunting the Mickeys." Thank you, Michael Disney Dad.
Thank you, Michael.
So
Yes.
we talked about land. You see, and then you go to land, and that's the key, right? So you got to go to land. So let's talk about Disneyland's resort. You got best kept secrets out there in Disneyland. They just recently did updated versions where you added in some of the Star Wars land and the new stuff. Talk about Disneyland for a minute, and also, if you wouldn't mind, just how tough is it to have to constantly update? It seems like this is a thing where you're going to be doing this for quite a long time, constantly update as new things come out and Disney adds to it.
Right. Well, in the early years of the Hidden Mickey books, I was the only one accumulating the information. In fact, the first Hidden Mickeys I was aware of online was was made in the probably early to mid 90s
Okay.
when websites were rather archaic.
Right.
And it was two guys, they were college students at Stetson University, which is a university north of Orlando,
Hmm.
small university. And they put up a website about hidden Mickeys. And they were going out to Disney World and talking to cast members. And by then, you know, cast members knew about hidden Mickeys.
Right.
I mean, that it started in the 80s, and the information grew when cast members knew about it. Not the Disney didn't talk about hidden Mickeys, but at least they would find out information about hidden Mickeys and put these on their website. And I still have printouts of some of their original pages. So that was the kind of research I was doing.
I love it.
Disney Magazine. There was a Disney Magazine out at that time, and they would have a hidden Mickey occasionally in the magazine. And I would talk to cast members. Not all of them knew about hidden Mickeys, but some of them would tell me. And that's how I accumulated the
Love it.
initial hidden Mickey list. After I put up the website and uh, people started writing me, I really didn't have to do that kind of research anymore. I mean, so many people are looking for hidden Mickeys that I would get submissions all the time, really good ones. And it just built up to a tremendous number of submitters and hidden Mickeys, and that's the way the books grew, is the hidden Mickey hunters out there that I rely on.
And they're constant. I love on your website too here, and I can pull that up as we do a share screen. Everybody on the website here, they it's. I love the fact that you can go down and go through. Let me see if I can get over here quick enough on it because I was in here last night having fun with everything. You can find locations on the back here as you go through. You see all the social medias. You see update on hidden Mickeys here. You see a little bit on the Hidden Mickey Guy and Hidden Mickey Gal. We'll be talking about the Hidden Mickey Gal in just a minute as well. But as you go here to the top of it, you can reach out and you could submit over your Hidden Mickey if you'd like to do that, everybody. So just if you're in the parks and you're doing something and you say, hey, I see a Hidden Mickey, and you look into the book and it's not there, know that you can submit it over to Stephen to consider to be looked at. I think that's awesome. As you put all these books together, obviously we talked about the transition from Disneyland to Disney World, obviously covering both. Let me ask you this: is there a plan at some point to try to do hidden Mickeys for some of the international parks?
I would love that. I've been to Tokyo Disneyland, which is a wonderful, wonderful place. I haven't been to Paris or Hong Kong,
Really?
so I would love to go to those places, and I know they have hidden Mickeys because people write me from those parts and send me hidden Mickeys.
Right.
Tokyo has a bunch of good hidden Mickeys. Yeah,
Lovely. I
that
would
could easily be a book.
love to.
So hopefully it'll happen in the future.
Want to highlight, Jill says, my daughter worked at Walt Disney World in 2005 and she turned me onto the cast member Hidden Mickey pins. So Hidden Mickey is a thing, even with pins, which I did know about with the Hidden Mickeys on the pins. If you
Yes,
don't know about that, we can talk about that. Dre Houston says this is awesome. Thank you, Dre. And
thank you.
I wanted to highlight, Katie says, so cool that Steven has actually created an extra adventure for families going to Disney World by searching for Hidden Mickeys within his guidebooks, and it's free to do. Amazing memories to be made. Yes, absolutely. I love that, Katie, and I agree with you. Couldn't agree with you more on that. As you dug into this with your the Walt Disney World and over there, you have actually transitioned to where you broke these down to little field guides for each park as you go. You kind of broke up, if I'm reading it right, you kind of broke up the Walt Disney World one into each of the parks. Am I on park with that?
Pete, what is different now is YouTube.
Okay.
Uh, Over the last 2 to 3 years, we've been I go to the parks, make YouTube videos of the hidden Mickeys, and my wife puts them up on YouTube. And we realized there are a lot of people that watch those videos. And that's good
Yeah,
because it's a good way to find the hidden Mickey because, I zoom in on it, show you the field it's in and how to find it. So how do I get people to use these links when they're looking for hidden Mickeys? The only way to do that is with an ebook. So this is the first time that I've made these type of books.
okay.
These are ebooks. I did one for each park, and most of the hidden Mickeys have links to these YouTube videos.
Love
In other
that.
words, if you have trouble finding the hidden Mickey, you can when you're in the park on your smartphone or iPad, you can watch the video. So I just thought I'd try that. I've never tried that before. This is the first year
How's it going?
we've done this.
Is it being well received?
Yeah, in fact, just um, today I've worked with the publisher to combine all of them into one master Disney World ebook. We'll still have the five up. If people would just want to individualize it, but there will be a Walt Disney World ebook with links to YouTube videos. I'm also doing the print book. I'm working on that now, the update.
The updates.
I mean, it's only so long I can wait, right? I mean,
Right.
we're at, Disney's coming out of the pandemic, and Guardians of the Galaxy is opening next month
Yes.
at Epcot. So, but there were some there's a great number of great hidden Mickeys in the Runaway Railway ride at Hollywood Studios, and there's some great hidden images in Ratatouille. So I thought, okay, I'm not waiting any longer. I'm going to do the print book, and I'll just have to update, later on. So
Yep.
the 10th edition print book, the new guide print book, field guide book for Disney World will be coming out probably in 4 to 6 weeks.
4 to 6 weeks. We can look for that. Welcome
Yeah.
in, Darla.
Yeah.
Aliens wear green hats. Welcome in to do that. Michael. Yes, we talked about submitting via his website. We talked about that a few minutes ago. You can hit the rewind, or at the end when we're done the interview, go back and check it out. It tells you right there. It's very simple to do on his website for getting them submitted. We'd love for people to submit them in there. So we did do that. Bob and Kelly says, I love there's a link to the video if you have trouble finding a Mickey.
Thank you.
Bob and Kelly jumping right in there. Katie and all of my moderators dropping your links in for all of your YouTube channel and everything. I love that. Thank you guys for doing that. I
Awesome.
appreciate you guys
Thank
doing that as well. Let's take a step over for a second. I'd love to talk about this, Stephen, and you to elaborate a little bit more. Brought up, this is on your website, the catalog that you have. Talk a little bit about the Hidden Mickey catalog, what all it is with your. I know we've kind of touched it a little bit, but I want you to just. This is on his website, guys. The top of the website, you see the word catalog. You see it's highlighted. I clicked on it. What are they going to find with the catalog?
They're going to find some more recent hidden Mickeys that have been added over the last 2 to 3 years. The extensive catalog that I've built since 2001, 2002 on my website,
Uh-huh.
it got so large that it was difficult to maintain. So we sort of changed the thrust of the Hidden Mickey catalog categories, and I'm just putting in more recent Hidden Mickeys
Okay.
over the last 2 to 3 years. But they're broken down by park and attraction and such like that.
Okay. I love that. Hackbox Ghost says, hey, I just went over and subscribed to
Thank
the
you.
channel. Appreciate you doing that. Thank you for that. We
Thank you.
also had another really nice comment that said, I love showing people, and we hang out with the Hidden Mickey in the tile on one of the fountains at downtown Disneyland, Disney Resort. I get surprised how many people don't know it's there.
Right.
Great call,
No, it's
Carly Pico. I also
It-
see Patty Puddles came in to say hello to everybody. Hey, Patty Puddles, welcome in as well. I want to remind everybody as we're sitting here who we're talking with in case you just happen to come in late, just update you on a little bit that we talked about a little bit earlier. My guest tonight to me is a Disney media icon in what he's done and put together over the time. He is the Hidden Mickey guy. This is his YouTube page. 269,000 people cannot be wrong. It's just that simple. And that's what he's got on YouTube. He's also got a strong following on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. I know you're also on TikTok, and the website is absolutely fantastic. Oh, wrong one. Jumped over the wrong screen. Sorry about that. I brought you into my Friday night screen. I'm determined to get you on Friday night as we go there. As we were talking, Carla brought up something that was good, and I'd like to jump back down to that. She brought up the springs one. You know, you have a book. One of your segments is the resorts and springs and water parks and areas. There's so much magic out there with Mickey with that. Can you share a little bit with that with us?
There are hidden Mickeys in all these places, and as you know, well, new ones appear as Disney construction is happening. Disney Springs has been exploding over the last
Absolutely.
few years. So yeah, they're and the artists are putting hidden Mickeys in there. There's some really good ones in Disney Springs. The resorts, oh my God, the uh, Wilderness Lodge, Animal Kingdom Lodge are again they're treasure troves for hidden Mickeys. In fact, they have their own hidden Mickey hunts
Real.
at those resorts. If you go to the registration desk or the bell desk,
Uh-huh.
they'll hand you a pamphlet of the hidden Mickey hunt at that
I
resort.
didn't know that.
So
Interesting.
right, it's usually in the form of a poem, a poetic verse.
Right.
So it's kind of it's difficult, it's a challenge.
But it's,
So, but yeah, the resorts are wonderful places for hidden Mickeys. Every resort. So, you know, definitely, if you stay at a Disney resort, you can expect there are going to be hidden Mickeys there.
I love it. Stevie Lee, thank you for subscribing to Steven's channel and following him on Instagram. AAA Sparkles coming in as well. Just a reminder, guys, we will do a book giveaway. It will be based on, at the end of the video when we end, going over, leave a comment on today's interview. Any questions you might have that didn't get answered, any comments about the interview if you're watching on the replay. Hey, leave a comment. Leave a comment. You'll have a chance to win. We will do a drawing next Friday, not this Friday, but the following one, where we will give away one of the books from our guests tonight that we can get out to you. So we love doing that. And welcome in Brian K as well. Through your years, let me ask you, what is the weirdest place that somebody sent you something and said, hey, I found a hidden Mickey here, and you're just like, that's just completely weird. I'm sure you had to have some of those submissions where you probably turned to your beautiful wife, which I should remind everybody is Mrs. Hidden Mickey, who works with you on everything and does amazing job. What's the weirdest place?
To find hidden Mickeys?
Yeah.
Mm, well, some of the strangest hidden Mickeys I've received are on animals, but
Oh,
there
wow.
are some good ones. In fact, one of my favorite hidden Mickeys is on Minnie Moo. If you recall, she was a cow that Disney acquired from, I believe, a Midwestern farmer, and she had black marks on her side, circles that made a hidden Mickey.
Wow.
And she used to live at Fort Wilderness. Uh, she she's she's dead now, but a photo of her is in the Yachtsman Steakhouse at the Yacht Club Resort. So you can still see the Minnie Moo hidden Mickey there.
Okay, I'm going to go find
Um,
that next trip now. Now I want to go find that.
yeah,
Now I
so
want to search. I want to go find that picture to say
you
that.
should. And that's part of the hunt.
I'm definitely gonna do that. I'll get to your question in 1 second, Anitra. AAA. It's a great question. I did want to follow up real quick. I had mentioned Vicky, the hidden Mickey girl. Was Vicky always into the Disney thing? I mean, I know she on the plane she said to you, "Hey, what about this Disneyland?" But did she love it as much as you, or did that passion kind of come together as you grew and did this project?
She is absolutely part of the game. Um, she didn't fall in love with it immediately like I did, but she follows the social media aspect of what we do and does a very good job at that with that. And she mainly loves going to Disney with family and friends
Well, okay.
to Disney World. In fact, that's one of my delights too. Um, I love my sister comes twice a year. She lives in Texas. So whenever my cousins come, or my son who lives in New York now, whenever he
Yeah.
comes, absolutely that's my wife, Hidden Mickey gal. That's really her most fun is to meet people out there, and we have Disney friends here, by the way.
Right.
You know, there are a lot of people that live in Orlando near Disney World who moved here to be near Disney World, just like I did. So,
Do you get recognized in the park, Stephen?
yes, I mean, you know, it's not, I mean, it's not, most people don't know me, but yes, some people
Okay.
do.
I love it.
And it's fun to get recognized.
I love it.
And I carry my book around in my pocket. So when people start up a conversation, I like to interact with them. In fact, one of my favorite things to do is to eat dinner at Teppanyaki in Japan in Epcot.
I love that place.
Yeah, you sit at these, big grill tables with other people, and that gives me a great opportunity to meet families and talk about hidden Mickeys.
I love it. I love it.
Oh my
That's
God,
awesome.
I met a family several years ago. They were from Canada. It was the first trip to Disney World. They were from the Toronto area. It's the first vacation they'd had in 17 years, and they had a couple of teenage children with them. And we just fell in love with each other. I took them on a tour of World Showcase to find hidden Mickeys. So that's what I love doing is meeting people and sharing hidden Mickeys with them.
I absolutely love that. So we had, let me go. We got a couple questions that came in. Apologizes as how long did it take to find all the hidden Mickeys? She's kind of, I guess, asking the question based on, before you had all the people submitting. When you first started pulling this all together, do you have a rough estimate of how long it took you to put all this together?
Probably not until the third or fourth edition, which is 2, 4, 6, 8 years.
Really?
Probably that long to get to a totality of the hidden Mickeys that were at Disney World. I'm talking about. Probably similar is true of Disneyland. Now, but by the time the cruise ships book came out, I mean, it was pretty much standard. I mean, the cruise ship is an enclosed space, and you find all the hidden Mickeys that are there
Right.
if you're
Absolutely.
looking. So,
I
but
get.
Disney World and Disneyland are a different matter. I mean, they're hidden Mickeys you can overlook unless you know what you're doing.
Absolutely. Patty Puddle says, "Is it even possible to
No,
find them all?" I would had add new edition Mickey's to go. He does update. He's constantly updating Patty Puddles. But is it? I
constantly.
mean, I guess it's possible. With your guides and direction from people to find all of them. If you set out that you could have a checkbox and check them off as you found them, type thing. I guess wouldn't you say, Stephen? Like, it'll take a lot of work.
Well, it's possible to find them all of the ones that I have in my book. It could take there are over 1,100 hidden Mickeys in my book in Walt Disney World. That's a lot of hidden Mickeys.
That is a lot
So
of Mickey's.
you can find all of them if you have the time and put in the effort.
Love that. Love that.
Having said that, some hidden Mickeys are behind the scenes,
Oh,
and you can't find those unless the cast member takes you back to show you. And I've had cast members do that. I mean, sometimes they'll take me behind the scenes to show me a hidden Mickey that's only visible to cast members.
oh,
But it's clearly a hidden Mickey, and it's wonderful.
I love that.
So those hidden Mickeys you can't see unless a cast member shows you.
Michael Disney says, "I've been blessed to meet Steve a few times. Thanks."
There you
He
go.
says that.
I
Mouse Talk, that is our partner channel, Mouse Talk. Great channel down there in Disney. He says, "Great show, Pete. I've been ninja watching. Thank you, Steve, for spending time with us." Mouse Talk, appreciate you coming in. Yeah, he does some great stuff, Walt. I know you and Melissa, you do a great show. They go live top of the hour, 8 o'clock, everybody. When we're done with Steve, and jump over there to Mouse Talk and talk with Walt and Melissa. They love hidden Mickeys as well. I was trying to pull up real quick. I actually had it sent to me, and my computer is giving me a fit. Oodalali Lane Kate is watching us tonight. She went and found the picture with the hidden Mickey on the cow, and I was trying to pull it up. My computer's giving me a fit. Maybe before the end of the interview, we'll be able to do that as well. And I saw one other thing. Bob and Kelly said, "Hey, does Mr. Barrett have plans to sail in the new Disney Wish to find those hidden Mickeys?"
Not distinct plans right now, but certainly I want to. You know what I do now, Pete. For example, Guardians of the Galaxy is going to open soon at Epcot.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily ride new attractions right off the bat. I wait for people to send me hidden Mickey images. I mean, I can't, I can't find them all. Minnie's Runaway Railway. I mean, there's so many great hidden Mickeys on that ride.
Oh yeah.
There's no way I could find them all riding it myself unless
Right.
cast members or people are good hidden Mickey hunters. And that's what I did. I waited for people to make submissions, and I was able to accumulate the large numbers of wonderful hidden Mickeys on that ride. I mean, it's amazing hidden Mickeys.
Well,
That
and I would
occur.
highlight to everybody again, as Steven's talking about that, if you're out there in the parks, if you're doing whatever you're doing and loving Disney, whether you're on a cruise ship, you're in the parks, you're in some of the Disney resort areas or whatever, if you have the guides and you're up on them and you pull it up and you say, hey, this isn't in your guide, go over to the hiddenmickeyguide.com and just do a submission there. Even if it's already there, even if it's just an oversight. I'm sure Steve would rather send you a kind note and say, "Hey, thank you for submitting, but we already have this," as opposed to not having it all. You can make a difference as you're out there hunting hitting Mickeys, and I'm telling you, it's a lot of fun. We love doing that. Michael Disney says, "I've definitely sent Steve a few. Now my name and my kids are in the books." Really? Nice. That's right. Let's talk about that for a second, Steven. You, one of the things I loved about you as I was looking and researching this interview is that you do what I do here. You pay it forward. When somebody helps you, you give them the full credit. You're not out there just saying, "Hey, these are my books. This is the way it is." You really recognize the people. I think that's so cool.
I love doing that. I mean, I have a huge acknowledgments section, and I keep track of people that send me hidden Mickeys.
I love that.
And you know, some of the people that find hidden Mickeys are kids. One of the best hidden Mickeys on Main Street in the Magic Kingdom is an impression in the cement halfway down Main Street. It's on the side street that goes to the right as you walk to the castle. Well, a child found that. And if I mean, it makes sense because children are walking with their parents and they're looking down. He's the only one that spotted that one. And oh my God, it's one of my favorites.
I
I
love that.
love showing people that on Main Street. So he was a 7-year-old kid who found this hidden Mickey.
Wow.
So it's and nobody else has seen it. Disney doesn't talk about hidden Mickeys when they put them in. They don't keep a master list
That's
of their hidden
amazing that
Mickeys.
they don't. You would
Yeah.
think that would be something that should be in the archives of a master list of where they all are, because that's Disney history and
Well,
everything.
thank God they don't because it's up to us to find them.
Well, you know what? Here's the thing: Disney archives may not have it, but the hidden Mickey guy does, and you can find them right here with all of his books. And I'm glad that you took this time to do this. Jill says a great point. Thank you, Jill. If you are limited to what you can pack in your luggage, what is the best book to purchase from his available books to take you to start your adventure? It depends on where you're going, Jill. I would say, Stephen, and you can correct me if you're wrong. If you're going to California, you want the Disneyland book. If you're going to Florida, I would say the Walt Disney World. Stephen, am I thinking right?
Right, the latest edition of the park where you're going print book, and when I do an update every 2 years, it's only about 10 or 15% changed. There's some that are lost, there's some new, but most of the book is still valid.
Love.
So it's still worthwhile to have that kind of information.
Let me finish up here with two questions, and I'll want to do a final thought of the night and a recap here. First question that I always finish is my big heavy hitter questions is, if you had a chance to spend a day with Walt or Roy in the
Oh
parks.
my.
Stephen, what would you want to do with them? What would be your plan for what you want to do?
With Walt, I would want to walk with him through Fantasyland and just have him talk about um, how he and his creators built the attractions. Fantasyland always has had a major attraction to me. My favorite ride ever in Disney World or Disneyland is Peter Pan's flight because I
Yes,
just feel like a kid again.
right.
And so, you know, I would just love to talk to him about how he came up with ideas and and how
Uh,
he made things happen.
so, real quick,
Oh
highlight
yeah,
Caleb. I want to highlight Caleb's comment. Good evening, Pete. I grew up watching Hidden Mickey segments with Big Fat Panda. John is a very good friend of the channel and a good friend of mine, and he does a
awesome.
great job. Thank you, Caleb, for highlighting that. Yes, he did that. I want to throw in an extra question for you tonight. Plus, the ebooks would help because someone always has a phone on them. Great
Right.
point, Stevie Lee. Love that point. Caleb, Michael says yes. John is amazing. Yes, he is to do that. And also, Patty Post says I was challenged my kids to find as many as they could, and the winner would get a Disney gift card that they could use for whatever. That's a great idea for a family adventure using the books. I love that, Patty Puddles. Appreciate that. I'm going to add an extra question in here. I'm going to do a 1A for you, Mr. Barrett. Let me
Hmm.
ask you this. Would you want to take Walt and go hidden Mickey hunting if you had a chance?
These days I would. Yeah, I would love that. I think he would enjoy it. He
I do
likes
too.
detail.
Yeah.
He liked detail.
I think he'd
I
find
don't
a lot.
know. I don't know if he. I mean, even the term "hidden Mickey" didn't come around until the '80s. So I don't know. I mean, I think you would quickly
Yeah.
understand the concept
I
because you know
definitely
what?
think that.
You know, if you there are some clearly what appear to be purposeful hidden Mickeys in the earliest Disney cartoons. We're talking about the '40s.
Okay.
People have sent me images of those, and I'm thinking, okay, they didn't know what a hidden Mickey was. What I'm thinking is, it was sort of in the subconscious of the animator
Yeah.
and the animator's mind. You know, even then they had this idea of a Mickey, head and two ears, and it just slipped in there when they were painting smoke rings or circles and water, um, and it was probably unintentional, but it looked some of those look very purposeful and well proportioned hidden Mickeys. So maybe Walt would know.
Walt,
I think the hidden Mickey image, the three circle image, is universal. I think it's like the number pi in mathematics. It's
yeah,
like everywhere.
I
So
agree. Walt was such one of the things I love about him. He was such focused on the little details. The little details make the bigger details better. I heard him say that once in an interview. I truly, Stephen, if that were ever possible, that could happen in time, which we know it's not. But if we step out of reality for a second and think about that, and think about you and Walt doing a hidden Mickey hunt
oh
in
my
the park,
God.
the way I envision it is, I envision it you and Walt standing up by a podium, up by the flagpole at the end of the day, and I could just hear Walt saying, "Well, I spent time with Mr. Barrett looking for all the things. Where we found the things." I can hear him saying that, which would be one of the highest compliments. Whenever Walt uses the word things, he's really engaged into what you're doing. I definitely think he would be into that. Well, as we're talking about Walt, I always ask my creators on Tuesday night if there's a 6 degree of separation. I think we all have some 6 degree of separation. Like you, I know this person who knew this person who worked with Walt or whatever. Do you have a 6 degrees of separation with Walt Disney?
Um, you know, I met Bob Gurr,
Oh,
uh,
so you're
one
one
of the
away.
oldest, right? Um, an amazing guy. He worked on the mechanics
Mhm.
of the way Disneyland was built.
Yes.
Um, and he was an amazing man.
He is.
The only other, uh, a couple of Imagineers have been really nice to me, and that
Right.
I feel connected to Walt. For example, an Imagineer wrote me about 5, 6 years ago, and he said, "Steve, I put an image of you, a caricature of you, in a panel in the All Star Sports food court in the
Really?
resort." Yes. So I went out there. What the heck is he talking about? And so, yeah, I'm sitting in the audience watching Minnie Mouse play a hockey game in this display panel in the food court. And I got my hat and my Hidden Mickey book, and it's like, oh my gosh.
That is
So
awesome.
that was really, really an honor. I'll never forget it. It's probably as good as it's going to get for me with Disney, unless they hire me someday.
Well,
But that may not happen.
you've well, I'll wait for my recap. Let me first throw it over to you for just a final thought of the night from your side of the writers' table.
Well, my final thoughts.
Yes.
Uh, my pleasure in doing the Hidden Mickey books is engaging with people who find hidden Mickeys. I mean, that's what energizes me, spurs me on,
Yes.
and it makes the game so much fun. The Disney community is amazing.
Yes.
There's so many good people out there, and I meet them when I go to Disney World. I meet new people like this all the time, and they're really good people, and they become almost like friends. So it's a good community, and that's what I enjoy. That makes life worthwhile for me. So,
Uh, for my final thought of the night, I'll say, one, first off and foremost, thank you for coming in, taking the time out of your schedule to come in and talk. When people like yourself that bring magic through their unique ways, that find a way to bring Walt's magic to the world, I love to highlight them. Secondly, I'll just say thank you because I don't think you realize, sir, how much as I've done research for this, as I talked about you coming on, the excitement about you from people
wow,
because so many people have had
thank
your
you.
book or look for hidden Mickeys or do that, and I thank you for that. And of course, obviously, as I told you in the pre-show, as you come up with updated versions or new items that you do, you're always welcome to stop in on Friday nights and talk to us about that and highlight us with that as a friend of the channel. Again, I thank everybody that subscribed to Mr. Barrett tonight on his YouTube channel. You can also follow him. All of his links are available in the description and body of this video. Here, very solid on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Also over on TikTok. He's TikToking and doing all that kind of stuff that I'm still trying to figure it out, but he's killing it. His website is available there. It's a fantastic website. You can submit hidden Mickeys. You can keep up with the videos. 269,000 people, guys, cannot be wrong. I hope someday to just be a quarter of that big on my own channel, and I'll feel like I've accomplished something. So I thank you for coming on tonight. You can hang tight here as we say goodbye, and we'll talk quickly right after the end of the stream. I want to remind everybody that coming up on the channel very shortly, and the next show will be May. Whoops, that's a little high. Preston didn't set my numbers right here. Got it a little low. Coming up on Thursday, May 3rd, Mark Daniel, the voice of Disney and everything new, will be coming into the channel and doing it. You can help us every Tuesday by stopping by, saying hello, or sharing this video out and letting people know that, hey, for one night only, we got to go sit down and celebrate the arts. This has been Stephen M. Barrett. He is known as the Hidden Mickey Guy. Look for him in the park. He'll love to say hello to you. And
Absolutely.
we will catch you on an upcoming show. Our next stream will be tomorrow when we do more of our Disney creator interviews. That will be coming up on the channel at 7 p.m. start time as well. Thank you to Chip and Co. for being a part of everything we do here on the channel. We're greatly appreciative, and we'll see you on the next stream very soon.
Thanks, Musketeers, for joining the party. We'll be looking for you tomorrow, same time, same place. Bye, all.